So far, everything we've shown has involved using raw data, but many times your raw data isn't exactly how you need it to be, and you may not have control over that. From here, we'll show how you can perform actions on that raw data to wrangle it into a more useful format, and how you can create calculations to further analyze your data. You only need to do these actions once, and as new data comes into Spotfire, the actions will be automatically reapplied. The simplest way to add a transformation is through the data canvas and adding transformations. This includes filtering rows, replacing values, normalization, calculating new values, and many other functions. You can do this at any point along your data canvas. You can track the changes for each transformation you perform in the data preview section, and you can always edit or delete each transformation. By going to Data and Data Table Properties, I can find a text log of each of these changes on the Data table in the Source tab. One type of transformation is for cleaning data, a part of what is termed data wrangling. Shown here is a dataset on Google Play App Store downloads. In transformations, I can choose to replace values or replace all occurrences of a certain value. This can also be done directly in the data panel by selecting a value or directly in a table visualization. Here I'll go to the current version column and use replace value to remove the text varies with device and NaN. Sometimes you need to split values. You can do this through a calculated column transformation and using the split function, or by going to the data panel and using the split column button. Here I'll get the major version for each app by splitting based on a period mark. I'll tell it I only want the first value from the split, and then I'll rename this column major version. Another type of cleanup is grouping data. I'll select these categories with the most apps and group them as high popularity. A new column for the group data is added to my data table automatically. If I select the next set and group as medium popularity, and one more set and group as low popularity, I now have a category grouped column with the 3 tiers. I'll switch this back to show just a category column and then color this data based on the category grouping. I'll rename this column popularity for reference. Calculations can be added directly to an entire column by using a transformation or by going to Data and Add Calculated Column. Here I'll select the table at the top and divide the size of my apps by 1,000 to get the size in kilobytes. I'll name the column accordingly and hit OK. For every value in the megabyte column, I now have a new calculated column for kilobytes. There are other columns you can add, like predicted columns that use predefined models, bin columns, and hierarchies. In tools, there are other built-in analytics tools available like data relationships, k-means clustering, line similarity, and others. Details of these are shown in other videos, but all will calculate new data results based on my raw data. A more sophisticated way to do custom analytics is to create a data function. Data functions are analytical scripts performed on raw data to create new values, columns, or entire data tables. This can be done in R, MATLAB, SAS, Tear, and even Python. The results of the data function can be updated automatically based on markings, filters, and new data to give added flexibility. When a new resulting data table is created from a data function, it will be viewable as its own data table in the data canvas, where further transforms can be performed and data can be added. There are tons of ways to transform your data, far too many to review in a single video. The key takeaways to remember, however, is that all your results are usable in Spotfire visualizations and analytics tools, and that the actions you perform on your raw data do not need to be repeated as new data is loaded into your analysis. Now that we've seen how to add data, manage data tables, and perform actions on our data, we'll want to find efficient ways of communicating results to our audience, which we'll do through visualizations.